Hi guys, so I made the hike out here. Water looks beautiful as always, and we're going out to Neverland. Try to find some big fish. See what I can find. Sashimi for sure. And like I said in the last video, or last dive video, my wife scolded me for not shooting those uruas. Like, I want my sashimi. So it's open game. Now we're gonna get the gear together and hop in. See you guys in the water. Shoot. As I was swimming out, I saw an uku on the bottom, so I pull out a spoon to try and call it in. Now I throw it here, and I wait till the spoon is about halfway down before I take my drop. So I get to the bottom and I pick up my spoon. Now, as I took my drop, I lost track of the uku, and now I'm just kind of trying to relocate where he went. Right about here, I finally relocate him, and I try to move my gun real slowly, but as you can see, I ended up spooking everything. So on this day, there was a nice current pulling. So these drops were feeling a lot deeper than what it really was. This drop here was about 52, 53 feet, and it was a blind drop. I didn't see anything from the surface, but I know this is where I saw the rainbow runners at one point on an earlier dive, and also where the pelucalas like to hang out, as well as ukus. So kind of just took this blind drop to see if anything came in. Now, at the time during the dive, these opelucalas looked a lot smaller. Like, rewatching it now, it definitely looks sashimi grade size, but once again, being a little picky and passed them up. So this drop right here was about 55 to 57 feet. Now, if you listen real close to behind the whale sounds, you can actually hear the sound of a boat engine. So I believe that the dive boat was actually looking for the mooring that's in this area. Now, we weren't diving on top of the mooring. I'm assuming he thought we were. But in the end, we ended up swimming out to deeper water to dive, and he ended up finding the mooring. You can barely see it, but this Ono comes in just as I was picking up my anchor. I zoomed in a little bit. Can you guys see it? I threw a few spoons to try and call it in, but it ends up swimming away. Regardless though, it was pretty epic to see this Ono. So afterwards, we moved off to a deeper reef, and as soon as we got there, we saw a big school of oceanic palus as well as a big school of opelucalas. Also following them on the bottom was a handful of ukus, so I decided to take a drop. This is at 61 feet, and as soon as I get down there, I notice the ukus are coming in. Sorry for the snorkel in the way, but I eventually move it. But I've already picked out the uku I want, and I'm just being patient, trying not to lunge at it like I did in the last video. The uku comes in and gives me a good holding shot. Now, as soon as I start going up, I don't know what happened, but my reel locks up. I've loosened the drag, but it's just locked. So I'm fighting this uku like there's no reel on my gun. Luckily, nothing happens, and also my dive partner Dex is on the top waiting for me. So he's watching everything just in case it goes bad.
Nice shot, man. Oh, fucking, that's action.
I knew I had a good holding shot, so I wasn't trying to horse it in, but after catching my breath, I slowly brought it in, and I'm not gonna lie, this uku kicked my butt. If it was any bigger, I might have been in trouble. So after recovering at the surface, we were watching the Oceanic Palu schools and the Opelukala school, and out of nowhere, this group of rainbow runners come in. So we drop a spoon, and I take a very slow drop, and you can see the rainbow runners in the back there, but I don't know what's up with these rainbow runners. I'm pretty sure it's the same ones from the previous dive, but they are very, very wary. So this is pretty much the ending of my dive. Decided to check this ulu house, the same one from the last video. And if you look closely in the far back in the left pocket, there's a nice omilu just lingering there. So I already had an uku on my float, and I was pretty exhausted from fighting that uku to the surface, so I wasn't in any rush to try and shoot this omilu. So I took this second drop to check if the omilu was still in this ulu house, to see if my dive partner wanted to try and take it for himself. If you look at that small window, you can kind of see that omilu just cruising in that pocket. So my dive partner Dex decides he wants to take this omilu home. So he goes down, I tell him exactly where the omilu is, and he proceeds to approach the ulu house. Now, you'll see he creeps pretty deep inside the cave, and he actually gets a shot off, and his shaft goes right through the omilu, so it becomes a tangled mess in this lure house. And I didn't get all of the action on film. Like I said, I was pretty exhausted. We took turns trying to untangle the mess, but eventually nice big eel ends up taking his omilu, because we took so long to recover it, and we ended up having to cut the line just to get the line back. Well guys, so that was the dive. Started going out, saw some ukus, and then I unraveled my flashers because I saw some rainbow runners. So went out there, took several drops at about 61 feet, and then I could hear a boat. So when I surfaced, I was really surprised to see a boat right there, really close to us. So yeah, me and my partner were both annoyed, but instead of like yelling
at the top of our lungs. We just said, we'll dive deeper then. So we went out, and then we ended up finding a school of oceanic poalus and some opelucalas, and on the bottom there's a bunch of ukus. So took another drop. That also was about a little over 60 feet, maybe 62 feet. So, and luckily enough, the bigger one was coming in, and then he kind of like, leveled off from me, and I was gonna shoot the smaller one. And as I was slowly tracking the smaller one, the bigger one just faced towards me, and I'm like, oh sweet. So I was trying to remain calm, telling myself not to make any sudden movements or scare the fish, and it worked out. Gave me a broadside shot it, and I don't know what happened with my reel, but as I was going up, I felt the reel going, and I was just keeping a little tension, and all of a sudden the reel just gets stuck. That's all I can explain, is the reel gets stuck, and from there it was like fighting the uku all the way to the surface basically. Luckily I had my partner watching me just in case something happened, but luckily nothing happened. So got that on a float, and then some one ono and some rainbow runners made passes, passed by, and wasn't able to close the deal on that one, but it's still pretty epic to see them. So we're getting closer, definitely getting closer. Just, I don't know, maybe gotta bring chum next time, who knows. But yeah, it's about 11 now. Gonna pack up everything and then head home, eat lunch. I'm hungry. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, and then once again, click on the link below for your Venture Wetsuits merchandise. Love the support, guys. Thanks for watching. To the next one. Shoots. Alright guys, moment of truth. Time to figure out how much this thing weighs. Let me know right now in the comments how much you think this guy weighs. I think around 8 pounds. Alright, there you go. Lifting up. Dang. I'll just say 7 pounds. 7.2 pounds. Dang. Good sashimi though. Good sashimi.